Local 2 investigates reported from the parole hearing for a Houston serial killer. We've just learned the state parole board has reversed course and made a ruling. It's an awful chapter in our city's history, the 1973 killings of at least 29 boys who were rounded up from the Houston Heights. Now, the decision just came down, so let's get right to Local 2 investigator Stephen Dean with what happened today. Stephen?
Well, Ian, the relatives of some of the serial killing victims say it seemed David Brooks was coasting toward a quiet release from prison. That is, until we reported on the news last night. We were the only news crew there today when the family from our report last night showed up in Angleton to make their case to the parole board. The board member appointed by the governor shook their hands, even though they say 2 days earlier he told them Brooks would likely be cut loose within the week. Today, they say the board got their message loud and clear.
I think he's a human being, number one, and I left it with the fact that any person with any feelings whatsoever would vote no on his parole.
I just feel like he's aware that there's a lot of power behind us, and that there's a lot of people that feel the same as we do.
And sure enough, right after they told us that, a vote was taken. 2 hours later, parole was denied. Brooks was serving life in prison for rounding up 29 boys for serial killer Dean Corll to torture and kill in 1973. Now, Brooks will come up for parole again in 3 years, and the family say they will fight it again then, just like they did this time. Live in the newsroom, Stephen Dean, KPRC Local 2.
Stephen, thank you. Victims' families also asked the parole board panel to increase the time between parole hearings for the serial killers in this case, but that request was turned down. The board left it at every 3 years when Brooks and his accomplice Elmer Wayne Henley will be reviewed for parole.
New tonight, we are learning what's next for Harris County Precinct 4 just hours after soon-to-be former Commissioner Jerry Eversole pleaded guilty